a journey through deep space, trapped in a war. Two pirates fight the good fight, armed with only 6 strings and some pretty bitchin' beards. It's time for your weekly dose of pirate madness. You're now listening to the Guitar Pirates Podcast.
What's up, everyone? And welcome to episode 68 of the Guitar Pirates Podcast. Here we are, your weekly music news, guitar gear, and facial hair support club show. I'm your host, Josh Jones.
I'm your co-host, Jim Stigger. I got a good moniker for today.
Okay.
Hot as help me.
Hot as help me.
It's hot, people.
It's thick. It's like wearing a woven Indian blanket outside. A wet woven Indian blanket.
And it's about to get even worse.
And it's about to get even more moist. But if you're moist and you're as hot as help me, hit us up on the socials, Guitar Pirates Podcast, Instagram, and Facebook. Episode 68 rolls on into your earlobes and into your eyeballs at the end of the week. Episode 67 will be uploaded to our YouTube channel this weekend. Not much for Dirty Laundry this week, Jim. You got anything?
Nope.
All I know is we got one hell of a show. A little bit of rearranging. Lots of juicy topics to get into.
Some holy what?
Yes, we have 2 main events today. News main event, and we have a kind of like a review / guitar deal. We're going to take a deep dive into truss rods and truss rod types. Should get a little nerdy by the end of the show. So, Dirty Laundry being out of the way. Collapsable today, if you will. If we have anything we miss, hit us up on the socials, as always. But this day in music, last week we come off pretty good.
Finally.
Got
some
Finally,
rest.
the rock and both come back to Anyway, Stan Boyston, happy birthday. Work with John Lennon. Happy birthday, Spencer Davis. Happy birthday, Eric McCready. Happy birthday, Mick Tucker. Happy birthday, Wolfgang Fleur. Happy birthday, Ron Ashton, guitar player with Iggy Pop. We got him in the geezer. Happy birthday, Geezer Butler.
Yeah. We don't have... I've been looking for a poor geezer, but...
I was trying to think of what it was, so I was like, dang it, I can't remember. I couldn't remember, but I knew that it would be good. 1949, Mike Vale, happy birthday. Happy birthday, Damon Harris. Happy birthday, Chet McCracken, drummer from the Doobie Brothers. Happy birthday, Phoebe Snow. Happy birthday, Lou Barlow. Founding member of the group Dinosaur Jr., Subadoa, and the Folk Implosion. Happy birthday, Tom Fletcher, guitar, vocals, McFly, 2004 UK #1 single, Colors in Her Hair. As always, here on this day in music, we reserve the right to find an arrest and make a big deal out of that arrest. So, we're at Sunday, July 17th. We're going to roll the dice.
Go.
Are we over or under finding one on today?
I'm going to say... We're over. We're going to get one.
Ooh, we're going to get it.
We're going to get one.
All right, guys. Petulia Clark, 1946, made her UK television debut by appearing on Cabaret TV series at the age of 13. Billie Holiday, in 1959, dies in a New York City hospital from cirrhosis of the liver after years of alcohol abuse. 65, King Records released Papa's Got a Brand New Bag by James Brown.
Beast.
He is a beast.
If you go back and listen to those records, if you can sit still, there's something wrong with you.
There's something. Yeah. John Lennon and Yoko Ono appear on BBC late night talk show Parkinson, where John chastised the British media for calling Yoko ugly for saying that she broke up the Beatles. Here we go. This one's odd. 72. A bomb exploded under the Rolling Stones equipment van in Montreal. Believed to be the work of French separatists, angry fans rioted, throwing bottles and rocks after 3,000 tickets for the show turned out to be fake.
Ooh.
I don't know if that's an arrest, but boy, you could almost count that as an honorable mention.
Oh, that's...
There's a bomb, there's a riot, fake tickets.
She dropped a bomb on
I mean, that's got the makings. And French separatists?
Oof.
That's got it all. That's like an episode of 24.
That's rough. That's rough.
That's rough. If we don't get anything, that's pretty good honorable
We'll
mention.
let that one
We
slide.
can let that one slide. Moody Blues opened what they claimed was the first quadraphonic recording studio in the world in 1974. 75, Bob Marley and the Wailers played the first 2 nights of the Lycan in London. Both nights were recorded for the November live album featuring the single No Woman, No Cry. 79. Gary Moore leaves Thin Lizzy during a U.S. tour and replaced by the ex-Slick and Rich Kids guitarist Midge Ure. Wow, former owner of Greenie. Gary Moore's a beast.
Yeah, Thin Lizzy's a beast.
I mean, Thin Lizzy's a beast.
The
but
whole
I mean,
band as a whole, but
even Gary Moore on his own is a beast.
Yeah.
Like with still got the blues. and
it's
some
like
of that
if you
stuff.
don't know who Gary Moore, he's another one of those. He's your guitar player's favorite guitar player.
Exactly.
He's another one of those guys.
Yes. 87. This one could be an honorable mention. Ozzy Osbourne band started a 16-week tour of U.S. prisons.
Mark it. We'll take it.
We'll
We'll take it. We'll take it.
Oh, man. 92, Guns N' Roses, the first night of a North American tour, toured by Guns N' Roses, Metallica, and Faith No More. Tour opened at the RFK Stadium in Washington, D.C.
I was going to say, you said Guns N' Roses, 92. That's whenever all that weird stuff happened, but they didn't talk about the St. Louis show, which I forgot what day that was on. That was a big one. The big St. Louis riot.
Yeah. 93, Guns N' Roses appeared at River Plate Stadium in Buenos Aires, Argentina, in front of 80,000 people. The final show on their Use Your Illusion tour. Highlight of the night was English drummer Cozy Powell playing drums with Matt Sorum, dressed as Domino's Pizza delivery boy. Chaz Chandler dies at 57 in Newcastle General Hospital, England, where he was undergoing tests related to an aortic aneurysm. He had been the bass player with the Animals, the manager of Slade, Nick Drake, and Jimi Hendrix.
Wow.
Half of the 4,500 people in the audience walked out of Linda Ronstadt's 2004 show at the Aladdin Resort and Casino in Las Vegas after the single dedicated an encore of Desperado to filmmaker Michael Moore and urged the crowd to see his film Fahrenheit 9/11.
Yeah. No.
Lots of mixed emotions about 9/11. We won't go into that.
Well, more or less, the Michael Moore.
Just 9/11 in general is very touchy.
Yeah. Well, it seems like not anymore.
Yeah.
Something happened to some people with some things. Yeah. No, 9/11. We remember where we were.
Yeah. For sure. Lauren Aiken dies, dubbed as the Godfather of Ska. His 58 Boogie in My Bones became the first release on the Island record label and was number 1 in the Jamaican charts for 11 weeks.
Ska is some fun-ass music.
It is. It can get you going, too. 2008 royalties. Aging rock stars and session musicians would keep receiving royalties for their old recordings for the rest of their lives under a European Union plan. Performers currently lost the rights to their recordings after 50 years. Veteran artists like Sir Cliff Richard and Roger Daltrey were among those who campaigned for it to be extended. The EU had announced the scheme for a copyright on recordings to last for 95 years. Guys, that's it for this day of music. There's a couple others, but it wasn't really too relevant to what we are doing.
But Ozzy Osbourne played at some prisons?
16. The Rolling Stones had a bomb go off under a van. Believed that we're French separatists. I mean,
Somebody went to jail.
I think it was all out, like, not necessarily home runs.
Some doubles.
A couple stand-up doubles.
Stand-up doubles.
Maybe a triple.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe an inside the park home run.
Well, I mean, if you think about Ozzy being in prison, so 87, that was not Zack. That would have been I guess that would be Jakey Lee. 87.
I'm not exactly sure.
Not sure.
I'm not
We will.
I'm not
Have
sharp
to check
on the
that out.
lineage of his guitar players.
Well, Ozzy was. There was a lot of, forgotten guitars from the 80s that people, forget about. You know what I mean? Like, it's quite a few.
Yes. But guys, that's it. This day in music. We're going to change up this week's show a little bit. Jim's Metal Minute. We have too good of a topic to just leave it at that in the beginning of the show like that. It's huge, so we're going to move Jim's Metal Minute to the main event news.
And if you have a brain, you pretty much probably know what we're about to talk about. You should know.
But as we jump into some news, before we do that, guys, analog pedals. What have we said that we could say? What haven't we said about them? They're great. Check them out. AnalogPedals.com. Mr. Jeff Bolin, the Kentucky guitar superstar, pedal maker for them all. Wonderful Jeff Bolin. Get the OTP fuzz, get the XS drive, get your Ibanez tube screamer clones, your Klon clones, whatever you like. He's got it, or he can make it for you. Hit him up. Jeff Bolin, AnalogPedals.com. Tell him the Pirates sent you. All right, guys, news. News. Boy, do we got a little bit of news. First thing, Harley Benton doubles down on affordability with new 2-in-1 guitar picks. Pedals priced from $67. Double Pedal series offers a budget-friendly range of classic and intriguing effects pairings, including reverb, delay, overdrive and tremolo, drum machine looper, and more. Harley Benton trying it again.
Did you see the other guitar they put out?
No, I haven't.
Okay. We'll have to.
Evil Twin analog overdrive and tube drive. You can go overdrive into tube drive. You can do either or you can do tube into the overdrive. Duality, reverb, and delay. You can do the same thing with the effects. Reverb, studio church plate. Delay, you've got analog, reel, and tape. $84 for the Duality. Double vision, analog, tremolo, and chorus. $67 offering. Two-face analog, overdrive, and tremolo. Doesn't say price on every one of these. Sugar and Spice, digital reverb, delay, and chorus. Double jammer, drum machine, and looper. Anywhere from 84 to 67 on these Harley Benton double pedals, guys. Wow.
Not bad.
More cheap goodness from Harley Benton.
That's the new guitar from Harley Benton.
Jeez. Harley Benton trying to take over the cheap guitar market. Gosh, that's crazy.
So this is the Harley Benton R446. It's metallic finishes with modern stylings for €149, so probably 189 American, something like that. I mean, it basically looks like a Jackson, just to give you an idea.
Yes. We'll run that down in next week.
I just thought I'd throw it out at you.
No, I didn't see it. I haven't seen it, or it'd probably be here. What is it? Harley Benton one.
It is the Harley Benton. Give me just a second. It's the Harley Benton R446.
Next week, we'll take a look at the Harley Benton R446 because it's like $150.
Something like that, yeah.
Like, Jesus. Excuse
Woo.
my daughter up there going crazy.
If you've seen her, you it's okay. She's
It's
adorable.
It's okay. Here we go. We've been waiting for this one. And by we, I mean me. Fender CEO Annie Mooney hits at more affordable Acoustasonic models to come.
Well, You know I want one. If they're affordable.
Yeah.
Not
If you get me the Squire one for about $649,
Oh, we'd be all over.
I would do that.
The Telly?
Yeah.
I'd go to G.A.S.
I'd do whatever one they had.
Well, you know they
Not the Strat.
You know they do the Strat. Being it's Squire, we'd probably get
It's
stuck with the
Strat and a Telly. I think that they'd be stupid not to do the Telly.
Oh, they'd have
The Telly's the easy. If you can't get a Jazz and you don't want the Strat, the Telly's the easiest one.
Yeah.
And technically, a Telly is Leo Fender's version of a Spanish guitar.
Yeah.
Electrified version of a Spanish guitar. So, there you go. Big Cheese says we might see a stripped-down entry-level range of groundbreaking hybrid acoustic electric guitars being manufactured in Southeast Asia. The Guitar Gear giant has plans for a cheaper Southeast Asia Acoustasonic line of acoustic electric guitars, which would probably be Squire.
The Squire. Because
Mooney says the firm is now focused on meeting demand for the instrument and offering at multiple price points. It has begun to do so with the rollout of the Mexican Acoustasonic Player Telecaster at the end of last year. That's definitely got to be Squire confirmed.
you would hope so.
Definitely.
For damn sure.
They've already got where they're going to make it at. It's got to be. It's got to be Squire Acoustasonic confirmed. Let's go.
Please.
Let's go.
We've talked about this, 40 episodes?
Ad nauseum since the player one dropped.
Yeah.
Hell, since the episode with Mason from Vertex, and he said that these would be Fender's Black Eye. I love Mason to death, but that's a hot take.
Everybody else that I've seen loves them.
Yeah.
The reviews are fantastic.
I would like to play one. I've been interested to actually try one, but I'm just not there yet with buying an acoustic. So I think that would be perfect. Mid-priced, lower-priced version of this where I'm not paying $1,000 plus.
How many acoustics have you owned in your life?
3 or 4.
How many do you have right now?
None.
That's all you need to know.
There you go. I mean, I started off heavily on acoustic when I was first into it. I had an acoustic, and that's all I played because I didn't know.
Well, plus back then they didn't have as many options for battery-powered amps that they have now, like the Fly and all the
easy stuff to get to.
The Black Stars and all the stuff that we can do now.
Yeah, and like just easier options for guitars.
And the headphone amps and everything.
Yep.
I mean, if you play acoustic, all power to you. It's just that's not for us. I have an acoustic, but it was my very first guitar. I'll never get rid of it, but.
So it says, he continues, that means you've got to take it down to the under $1,000 price point. So we have that on the roadmap too. You will definitely go from Corona and Encinita to Southeast Asia for the Acoustasonic platform going forward. Well.
Confirmed. That can only be Squire. If it was Japan.
And the thing is to keep making the American ones and keep making the Mexican ones.
Oh, of course.
And to just make the Squire ones.
But we cheap.
There's people out there, though, that are also like us.
Or
that we want something like that, but we don't use an acoustic all the time.
No.
So we're not going to play it all the time.
No.
There's people out there who use that acoustic more than the electric, and they look at that thing as God's savior.
Especially street performers love those things.
And rightfully so.
Because you can go from beautiful classical acoustic to you play. If you watch Ola England, you know
those guitars are amazing.
He played straight up metal with it, so
yeah,
it can happen.
You can do a lot.
But it's like, of course, that was the American version. So I'm sure that
I don't doubt that there's some good Mexican versions.
Oh, of course, but I mean, as far as like when we get down to that lower price point, like
you're gonna have a lot more duds than you're gonna have winners.
It's gonna be a Squire piezo type, bridge pickup.
A regular Telly bridge and a Squire piezo.
Yeah,
and that's it.
Which there's nothing wrong with
maybe
that.
get like a DB bump and a push pull knob.
Oh yeah,
you know what I mean. But I don't think you're gonna get very many other voices.
No.
There may be a deluxe version.
Possibly.
like a bass line or deluxe. I don't know. We could go on and on about this. I just thought I seen this and was like,
It's about damn
it's
time.
about damn time.
For sure.
That's probably today's. Well, you had it. I was gonna say because I was gonna be. That'd be a good one. It's about damn time. Because seriously, with everything we got going on, they're gonna be thinking it's about damn time. Here's another one. Caesar from Gibson demos Adam Jones' much anticipated Silverburst Epiphone Les Paul custom on Instagram.
Yay!
It is confirmed. Confirmed. Adam Jones Epiphone. Not much to say.
Damn it. That one probably I will probably get my grubby meat hooked
That's
on
a
that one.
that's a Les Paul that, like, for you metal guys who need the Les Pauls, get a hold of it.
And you're rocking, guys.
Oh, of course. Anybody who's a Tool fan or Silverburst fan or
Yeah.
anybody who just needs a Les Paul custom in Silverburst. You know.
Or anybody that's been talking about Gibsons for as long as they've been talking about, just can't find the right one.
It's hard, dude. It's a hard search.
But it's hard to beat that Wild Audio.
It's a some guitars, when you get down past the easy stuff, it's hard to find something that you can really hang on to.
Right?
But Adam Jones, Epiphone, confirmed. Here we go. Trio who tried to sell stolen Eagles manuscript charged in court. The papers, which include handwritten lyrics to the rock anthem Hotel California, are valued over $1 million. 3 people were charged Tuesday in alleged conspiracy to sell stolen manuscripts to the iconic Eagles album Hotel California. According to the district attorney's office in Manhattan, Glenn Horowitz, Craig Inciardi, and Edward Kozinski, gosh dang, have been indicted in conspiracy involving the possession of more than 100 pages of Don Henley's handwritten notes and lyrics for the Eagles album Hotel California.
Wow.
Hotel California, Life in the Fast Lane, and New Kid in Town are collectively valued at over $1 million. So there's 3 songs there in these papers. Prosecutors say the defendants, despite knowing the materials were stolen, attempted to sell manuscripts manufactured false provenance and lied to auction houses, potential buyers, and law enforcement about the origin of the material. Per court documents, the manuscripts were stolen by an author who was hired to write a biography on the band in the late 70s. The papers were eventually sold to Horowitz in 2005, who turned sold them to Inciardi and Kozinski. Between 2012 and 2017, the defendants allegedly tried to get Henley to buy back the stolen manuscripts, while simultaneously trying to sell them to other potential buyers through Christie's and Sotheby's auction houses. Henley filed police reports and demanded the return of the manuscripts, in which he learned the attempted sale. Rather than making any effort to ensure they actually had rightful ownerships, the defendants responded by engaging in a years-long campaign to prevent Henley from recovering the manuscripts. Eventually, in 2016, authorities via a series of search warrants retrieved the stolen materials from Sotheby's and Kozinski's New Jersey home, including 84 pages of the songs from Hotel California. Henley's manager, Irving Azoff, said in a statement, "We are thankful to the New York County District Attorney Alvin Bragg for his staff for pursuing the case and have faith that justice will be served. This action exposes the truth about the music memorabilia sales of highly personal, stolen items hidden behind a facade of legitimacy." Wow.
Yeah.
Pretty deep. And when you go even deeper in that, it gets really conspiracy vibey. 3 guys in the middle of it, all swapping stuff around. Like
84 pages of Hotel California.
Of just handwritten notes.
And of just Hotel California.
Life in the Fast Lane. New Kid in Town. Hotel California. There's no telling what else is in there.
Right?
There's no telling what else is in there. People forget about the Eagles, man. And yeah, they get a bad rap. Whatever. Dude, legends, yo.
Beyond legends.
Beyond legends.
The guitar playing even before Joe Walsh got in that band.
Just out of this world.
Don Henley is a
They are masters at what they do.
monster.
They are monster masters. They are just... Ugh. But anyway, thought that was a very interesting story.
Yes.
It was a very interesting...
I'm glad they got it back.
Here's one we were talking about. Disturbed dropped dropped fiery first new song in 4 years called Hey You. I was telling Jim about this. Yes, it can sound like classic Disturbed, a little industrial, but that's what Disturbed is. Jim reminded me of that, and that's very, very, very true.
Well, it's about time they went back.
But I will say at the very end of the song there are pieces in it where you can hear it. And what I mean is just that analog grunt of the amps and stuff.
Yeah.
You can feel it. Like, that's what I wanted to hear.
Yep.
And it's still there. So.
And I know everybody hates on them. Believe what you want.
I don't hate on them at all. No.
That was my very first concert.
I think.
One of the best live bands out there.
I think with us being podcasters for so long now, we always have more analytical thoughts.
Yeah.
Our thought process on things can get really, deep. It can go just beyond like just superficial things.
Oh, of course. I liked all their albums.
Here we go. It'll say David Draymond teased that the band's follow-up to 2018's Evolution will be angsty and aggressive, further adding that it'll sound like old-school Disturbed. The vocalist placed it between The Sickness and 10,000 Fists in terms of their discography. And based on the galloping rhythm of Hey You, his description seems to be pretty accurate so far, says Loudwire. Quote, Hey You is basically a wake-up call. I think that the lockdown and the pandemic in general, the past 2-3 years of our existence already at this point, has been this incredible perfect storm of elements. Draymond explained in the song during a new interview with Loudwire Nights host Tony Gonzalez. Quote, we had isolation. We had removal from all kind of normalcy. We had people really go down the rabbit hole of social media in a big, big way. And if anything, it has intensified the division that was already there. People really stick to their respective camps and their respective allegiances. Whether it's political, religious, or otherwise, it's become a hyper-intensified over the course of the past number of years. He says this song is speaking to that. Speaking to the fact that we are our own worst enemy, and sometimes because of these little barriers we've set up for ourselves.
I hit the damn nail on the head right there.
He says, Hey You in particular addresses all of the outrage addiction he's witnessed over the last few years, which is something he's never seen in his life. Which I can go with that. Hell, we've had road rage guys firing guns in cars.
Yeah.
Road rage incidents where guys are dying. That's just road rage.
Yeah.
So talk about people, keyboard warriors. You know what I mean?
Keyboard warriors.
Cancel culture, like we talked about last week.
Cancel culture is getting just downright ridiculous.
It gets crazy, and it's like, little I'll speak on that. People were dogging Aunt Jemima. Like, oh my gosh, Aunt Jemima. Okay. They call it, now it's Pearl Milling Company, whatever, formerly Aunt Jemima. If you don't want to use the derogatory name or whatever, that's fine. But at least highlight the lady that made it famous.
Yeah.
She had a name, and I believe it was like Nancy Green.
Yes.
Use her name, Nancy Green Syrup.
You took the money out of her family's,
Yeah. Who cares? Okay, take the Aunt Jemima away. I can. Okay. If you want to be a derogatory term, but take away Pro Milling Company. Use the damn lady's real name.
And the thing I seen the other day, or when all that was going down, it's like, you figured it was, the black crowd that was offended. It was the white people that were offended.
I ain't offended by that. That's the best damn syrup in the land.
And you know what? I still have an Aunt Jemima bottle. I have 2 of them. Booyah! Never getting rid of them. I'm just waiting for Uncle Ben. I think Uncle Ben did go.
Probably. Which is stupid.
In Land O'Lakes.
That's just ridiculous. Anyway, guys, but we could go on for days about the stupid stuff we deal with, but Disturbed is right. I'm glad that they're making stuff that is relevant.
Fine.
And that's not to say that they weren't.
No.
I'm just glad that they're back. Since 2018, in pandemic or whatever, they're back, and they're doing what they've always done, and they're getting heavier.
Yeah.
Can't ask for anything more.
It's like, you can say what you want about their music, whatever, but if you go look at David's actual lyrics, like, he's a legit lyricist, people.
Storyteller. And I don't mean that in a bad way.
No. And he uses...
I mean that in the utmost respect. Like, dude, he can make you suspend disbelief and that's what a storyteller is.
And
He's wonderful at it.
he's a very, very smart individual. Very smart.
A doctor?
Well,
He was hospital. I'd have to.
He was a
it's been
director. He was a director.
That's what it was.
A director of a health facility.
That's what it was. It's been a long time since I've jumped down that rabbit hole. But speaking about a rabbit hole, Jack Black spills the beans about an upcoming Tenacious D concept album.
Oh, shiza.
Wow. Jack Black let it slip on the latest episode of Smart List about a new Tenacious D concept album is on the way. Tenacious D and the comedy rock duo of Black and fellow rocker G.A.S. They started in 26. The Tenacious D Pick of Destiny, first finding on-screen notoriety with the late 90s HBO show. They released the studio album Post-Apocalyptico in 2018, and despite their contributions, a new Tenacious D album in 2022 feels just about right. On July 11th, Jason Bateman, perhaps playing into Simpleton persona after jokingly cast in by fellow co-host Will Arnett, asked Black if he was still performing with G.A.S. He says, "I am playing musical Kyle G.A.S., Black confirmed, before hinting at the forthcoming album. We're still touring and we've got a very big project coming up that I really can't tell you anything about."
Can we get a Pick of Destiny 2?
Though Black perhaps didn't mean to drop more news, he added, giving us the only info on the effort so far. We got a concept album coming down the pike. That's all is said. Maybe Pick of Destiny 2?
God.
Maybe another version of Pick of Destiny, but not Pick of Destiny, like Guitar of Evil or something. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like something crazy like that.
Well, they ended with the Bong of Destiny. You know, like that very last part of the movie.
That's true. That's true. Maybe they'd spin off of that.
Because
there hadn't been a good stoner movie in a minute.
is Pick of Destiny the greatest music? Like, you can go like Spinal Tap.
Some might say Crossroads.
But as far as like in the metalish,
Okay.
But I mean, but the Crossroads.
Maybe the new Foo movie.
Well, of course. Well, yeah, I haven't seen it.
I haven't seen it yet.
But it's like, I guess the Crossroads is kind of like a mixture of both. It's got the blues and it's got the metal side because it's got Steve Vai. So
it does.
I mean, but
I'd say shreddy rocker stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, very virtuoso-esque movie.
Pick of Destiny is my favorite movie of all time, though.
It's
number one.
It's up there.
That's my number one.
So good. It's so fun.
It's a great movie.
It's a fun movie. All right, guys.
And one of the best soundtracks.
New Tenacious D coming down the line. Anything Jack Black on a soundtrack like that, School of Rock. That's fun.
Yeah.
That was a fun movie. A lot of Gibson guitars in that movie.
Right.
Let's see here. All right, guys. We've ran down a little bit of news. We've moved some stuff around. We're going to open the floor. But obviously, Jim, do you need to take it?
No, I'll message her here in a second.
Okay.
We're good.
Okay, good. All right. We move things around. Little bit of a change up, but you guys know what's about to go down. If you guys have read any of the show titles or anything like that. So, let's jump it in. Jim's Metal Minute!
And welcome to Jim's Metal Minute, the headlining of the news event. And
yes,
as we talked about last week, Rex Brown comes out with a new bass.
What comes out the day after?
Very next day. Oh my goodness, what happens? The Pantera, which on this show we are not calling it a reunion. It is, as it should be called, it is a tribute.
Yes.
There is no reunion whenever you only have 2 of the 4 original. I mean, you can say the same thing about Slayer, whatever. There was only 2 original members, yes, but they never stopped touring. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they never really quit.
They never quit.
They just kept going.
They just kept going. So
Pantera kind of did stop.
Yes.
So, reunion out the door, tribute show.
And
Please.
And this show right here has been highly.
It's about damn time.
It's about damn time, yes. But you have it's like you have people going, this is spitting on their grave. It's like, no, they never, Philip Anselmo and Mr. Rex Brown never said it was a reunion. Not once, not ever. Not once.
But I guess what the crazy part is Rex coming out and saying that it would never involve Zakk Wylde.
It would never. And the management even said something like that. But who was rumored to be the guitarist and who was kind of confirmed to be the guitarist? Mr. Zakk Wylde.
Yeah.
And then Charlie, but,
there's a lot of confirmation. People, different websites now confirming this. Take it as face value for what you will.
Yeah.
Is what it is. But part of me feels like it's all there.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I think this is going to be it. Like, you're going to see Zack and Charlie Benante or
yeah.
Charlie B. You're going to see Charlie B. with Zakk Wylde.
The Anthrax drummer.
And Philip and Rex. But he's good. I mean, he's not a slouch.
No. They were friends with,
Charlie's not a slouch on the drums.
And he was friends with Vinny.
Yeah.
And
So-
Zakk Wylde, it was one of Dime's best friends. So, and it's like,
And Zakk Wylde really the only one. I mean, there's a few others. We've talked about this too. But, I mean,
who can do it 100% pure justice.
for the sound, everything.
And also for as far as you can get somebody off the street to do it. I said Olo would be a great one because that's his favorite band of all time. But Zack and Dime, D&Z,
The D&Z connection.
it
that's
just
there.
makes the most sense. And people are going to be like, oh, the pinch armada, blah blah. It's like, shut up,
Get out of here.
grow up.
Dime was so influenced by Zack and those pinch harmonics. Get out of here.
Zack, nobody can touch Zakk Wylde on a guitar. I don't give a damn what anybody says. There's nobody that can touch him. He's got the most it's stamina. Nobody. There's nobody alive right now that can touch him. Nobody.
Stamina-wise, the only other person who I would think is Joe B. Stamina-wise. Because he gets out there in that full suit and sweats his ass off for 3 hours and plays those big Les Pauls and does the bends and shreds. And I'm not saying he's better.
No.
And I'm not saying, but I just think stamina-wise, if there was anybody who could try, it's probably him.
He could try.
That dude's a monster too.
Oh,
That dude's a monster in his own right.
I'm not saying anything against
And
him.
Zakk Wylde's operating the shows at a little cooler temperature. Those damn kilts. Those
Well,
he's got a little draft down there.
When you got balls that big, boy,
He's got a little draft down there. He's operating at cooler temperatures. The car's running a little better.
Well, he almost died. So I mean, he's got to stay. He's got to stay.
You get what I mean, though.
But
Zack's got the stamina. Zack's got the balls. He's got it all.
And it's
to replace Dime.
Not replace.
No, I don't mean that like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
He's filling his shoes. We have to say that.
Well, yeah, filling the shoes.
If they're saying if he's going to be the one who's solely doing the guitar in North America, I mean, I imagine there's going to be some other guys come out there.
I don't think so. I think it's going to be.
If it was a tribute show, I would hope that there would be a couple songs where they have some fun.
It might
bring out,
I think it's legit tribute to the four of them. That's it.
Well, regardless,
I really think that. I mean, I'm gung ho for it. I never got to see Hell Yeah with Vinny, which really breaks my heart. I never got to see Damage Plan, which I had tickets to see them, but of course we all know what happened. I've never got to see Phil or Rex, so if this is the only chance I have to see anything of Pantera, it's my favorite band of all time, and then one of my favorite guitarists of all time, I'm going. Regardless.
So it's only, the report is only stating that the reunion tour, this is just Guitar World's terminology,
Yeah.
will see the lineup perform at a number of festival dates across North America and Europe and host a handful of their own headline shows.
So let's see here. Festival dates. Rocklahoma. You've got Incarceration. You've got Welcome to Rockville. I don't know. I wouldn't see them playing at Memphis in May.
No.
I could see Rocklahoma though. 100% Rocklahoma.
There has been no official statement from Anselmo or Brown as yet, or indeed Zack Wilde. So, here's an odd quote. Reaction to the news of the reunion tour has been mixed, with many Pantera fans focusing on the absence of the Abbott brothers. Quote, "There's no Pantera without Diamond Vinny. Pack it up already," wrote one user. Well, another one said, "Pantera with Zack 10 years ago would have been a beautiful tribute, but no Abbott brothers doesn't make much sense."
Gatekeepers. It's like, I understand everybody's. It's gonna happen whether you like it or not.
Yeah, yeah.
You can hate on it all you want. It's happening. Like there's.
I think that the guys aren't looking at it. I would hope that they're looking at it as a way to tribute and to show the respect.
Which, of course, you know damn well that's what Zack's doing.
But I want to say something, and this is kind of controversial. While Pantera is, Diamond Vinny's band, Pantera is a little bit bigger than the four of them.
Oh, yeah.
What they collectively make. I think we're kind of forgetting the music.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what my thought process is here. It's like, get so mad about not having Dime or Vinny, you're forgetting about the best part. And that was the music.
And it's like, yeah, nobody could play it better than them, of course. But
of course, Vinny was a legendary drummer, and Dime was one of the best metal players of all time. But 2022, guys, shit's gonna happen. Guys are dating guys, girls are dating girls.
People are they, thems.
They, thems, it, that, us, we, what. It doesn't matter, guys. Pantera reunion, tribute tour, whatever you want to call it. It's coming.
Like somebody said to me yesterday, just go ahead and pronounce the L in Salmon. It's 2022. Who cares anymore?
Yeah, who cares?
Don't say salmon anymore. Just go ahead and say Salmon.
It's like if you want to call it a reunion tour, go for it, because it's a reunion tour of Pantera and all their friends.
Yeah,
they were the one band that was about their friends.
I don't.
And if they want to say whatever.
Okay. I would say it's a reunion with Rex and Phil, because they haven't played with each other in a long time. But as far as it's a tribute.
Yeah, it's like, are they gonna make new music under this band? And if they were, then I don't know, whatever. That's different.
Don't name it Pantera.
Yeah, there you go.
Because that's when I'd be like, all right, whoa.
Do you think they're going to come out on this deal and call it Pantera? Or are they going to come out with this deal and call it a tribute to Pantera?
That's what I think they should do. I think it should be a tribute to Pantera featuring Phil, Rex, Zack, and Charlie. That, to me, would be the most respectful way for Dime and Vinny and their camp and everything, because I think that's the most respectful thing. Because to call it Pantera, it's not Pantera.
No.
And that's that's where all this back and forth going in the message boards. I'm sure people have read it. It's just ridiculous stuff right now. People fighting again over something that we have no control over.
We have no control over.
None. But it's like Phil and Rex haven't said anything about a reunion. Maybe they talked about them reunion as, the two of them. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. But as far as as the band as a whole, I mean, they're playing all Pantera songs. So I mean, what else would you call it other than a tribute to Pantera?
Papalardo Peter Pappalardo and Dennis Afro will be the agents for the North American dates. Pappalardo says, "We are thrilled to be working with such an iconic band and bringing their music back to the fans." So an agent of this whole thing is saying it.
I know. It just makes me kind of like... Because I'm about as big as a Pantera fan as you'll ever find.
And I mean, they are working with Pantera. They're not saying that he's not... he's got to work with them in a sense. Because it should be a tribute to the band.
Yeah.
So... I get his quote, and I'm just gonna take it for what it is.
And it's just like with the Van Halen tribute shows, they're not going out as Van Halen. Without Eddie Van Halen, there is no Van Halen, regardless. So it's like, I don't know. When I hear Pantera's back, it kind of makes me cringe a little bit. You know what I mean? That's like having Eric Gales go out as Jimi Hendrix in the Experience.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, he could do justice to Jimmy, regardless.
Yeah, you can go get Noel Redding and Mitch Mitchell and
then have
play
Eric Gales.
Or it would be like
Eric
Kenny Wayne
Clapton.
Shepherd whenever he had Tommy Shannon and Chris Layton play for him.
Of course.
You can't call yourself Stevie Ray
Ray
Vaughan.
Vaughan. Exactly. And then, like, when you had Travis Meeks from Days of the New play with the original Doors band,
yeah,
they weren't called the Doors. They played all Doors songs, but it was a tribute to the Doors.
Or like with Queen, it's Queen featuring Adam Lambert.
Yes, exactly.
So it could be Pantera featuring
Zack and Charlie.
I could lean that way.
I can lean that.
That
that's respectful because
I think.
Say what you want. I know the Abbott brothers are Pantera, but you got to think that what
there's two other guys.
Rex and Phil brought a lot to the table.
Changed the whole game for them.
If Terry Glaze stayed with them, they would not be as famous as they are without
Phil. They
Phil.
wouldn't be Pantera that we know and love today.
No, and it's nothing to get because Dime would have been Dime regardless. He would have been renowned, and he could have
been just a Texas badass at that.
He could have went and played with Megadeth.
Yeah, but they weren't gonna. He wasn't gonna take Vinny.
Yeah.
Which was dumb.
But who knows what would have happened, you know?
Mm-hmm.
What would have happened if Dime would have went and played? Like
we would have seen Vinny and Megadeth a few years later.
Of course. But it's like, I don't know. Like, I'm excited because I finally get to see, 2 of the 4. I don't get to see the number 1.
I want to know how everybody else feels. If you guys are listening, day 1 listeners, if you're episode 68 listeners, whatever, what are your thoughts on the Pantera reunion tribute? Pantera featuring Zack and Charlie. What the hell are we calling it? What is it? Hit us up. Do you want to see it? Are you going? Because I know Jim's going to be there.
Oh, yeah.
Hell, if it can work out, I'm probably going to be there.
Like Josh said before we started, it's like, so you're going to go overseas to see him? I was like, if that's the closest place I can see him, I'm gone, buddy.
I'm sure that it's going to be a hell of a drop when these tour dates and stuff drop. Like, this is where they're going to be.
And whether you like it or not, they're going to sell out, people. There's nothing you can do. You can get online and you can whine and complain all you want, but all you're doing is fire breathing. You're doing nothing.
Don't gatekeep something that is bigger than you.
Yeah. You don't own the music.
Let the people who lived and breathed it and who were best friends with the people that created it do it justice and have fun. And if you don't like it, don't listen to it.
And you can say what you want about Zack, but what he does with Randy Rhoads, he pays to do Randy Rhoads justice Randy Rhoads.
He's the only one, not the only one, but he's really huge, like the torchbearer for Randy still.
And plus, like, I love all the other players. Like, Jakey Lee was fantastic, but to play Randy Rhoads stuff, nobody does it better than Zack. He's the closest.
No, nobody does better.
Nobody does it better than Zack. Because go look at the 2018 Chicago show and go look at the little medley he does in the middle of the show and tell me anybody can do Randy Rhoads justice. Or look at Zach Sabbath. I mean, jeez.
What was that one? Mick Sabbath? Where it was the McDonald's characters as blacks.
I think it is. Is it Mick Sabbath?
I think so. I can't remember. Oh my gosh! But guys, is there any more we need to say about this?
I'm excited.
Yeah, excited is an understatement.
Ola on Sundays with Ola said it best. Is it a reunion? Blah blah. This that. He's like, if they show up in Sweden, I'll tell you, I'll be the first damn person in line to get tickets.
It's gonna sell out whether you like it or not. Don't gatekeep anything that you can't control.
And then
it's a big deal, guys.
And then there's gonna be the same people who say, "Oh, I went to see him. It sucked. It wasn't like Diamond Vinny." Of course, it's not gonna be like Diamond Vinny.
Of course, it's not gonna be Pantera from 20 years ago.
It's like, God,
they're almost 50 and 60.
People gotta get their heads wrapped around the fact that
they've only got so many more times that they're gonna be able to do this.
Yeah.
We should be happy that we're getting something like this.
Something, because it should have happened 10 years ago.
Yeah.
It should have happened in 2008. But, there was no... If there would have been... imagine if Phil and Vinny were on good terms, after Dime died and everything. Something with Zack would have happened years ago.
Years ago. And then we might have seen another Pantera.
Adoration of Pantera some way.
And then as crazy as that sounds, with Vinny still around, and then you just have him replaced with Zack, could you stomach it as a version of Pantera?
Well, it's because Vinny was just as much as a friend as Zack as Dime was.
That's what I'm saying. With Zack, ultimately,
it would have
replaced him. Could you have swallowed that lineup as another version?
It would be the only one that I could. There's other guitar players, that can play Dime, as close as be, but there's nobody that lived and breathed with Dime like Zack did.
And has that same kind of attitude.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Like,
yeah.
Dime's okay. It's 2022. Dime died 2004. Vinny died 2018. He still does a tribute to them every single concert. It never is never stopped.
It's never stopped.
It's 18 years.
And it's going to keep going. And I mean, could you believe what they're going to do now?
Exactly.
These shows.
Like,
Jesus.
The crazy thing is, though, is you think about all the band members as like, oh, so-and-so, we're going to shout out to this person, and then you never hear a word about that other band member. Maybe like on an anniversary or death, but every single show, Zack does something for Dime. That should tell you something.
It should.
There's nobody that can do it as much justice. There's other players I'd like to see, that'd be fun. But as far as, like, legitimately, it's Zack.
Well, guys, stay tuned. We will have updates on tour info, tour dates, whatever we can find, confirmations, deconfirmations, debunkings, whatever we can get a hold of on this subject. I'm sure it's going to go on for a little while longer before things are actually announced.
Please don't make me wait till like January. I can't, my heart can't handle it.
I don't know. I'm not going to speculate anything. It's coming. It's coming down the pipeline.
We got new Slipknot coming soon. Like, my brain, my brain can't handle all this.
Guys, besides handling your brain, you can handle your beard with Green Beard Grooming. Head over to greenbeardgrooming.com. Mustache sapling brushes, beard rake combs from small, medium, large to extra large, boar bristle brushes. You've got wax, mustache wax. You've got oils, whatever you do, whatever you want. He's got it. Ryan Trump, Green Beard Grooming. If you buy something from Ryan Trump, you get a tree planted in the National Forest in your name. What could be better than that? Beard products, trees in the forest. It's all natural, all compostable. Ryan Trump.
How about 2 trees?
How about 2 trees for certain products? That's right.
Oh.
Get the boar bristle brush today. Get you a beard rake. Get the compostable beard combs. If you're into some of their scents, maybe you need to try some of their oils as well.
We got to get that extra large brush.
Yes, we do. We need the extra large beard rake for our wonderful beards.
So we can go across this whole bed.
When we got the large ones, it was like a little paddle.
We didn't know what to do with ourselves.
I was like, what do I do with my hands now? But yes, Ryan Trump, Guitar Pirates Podcast, Beard Hall of Fame alumni.
Yes.
Wonderful person. We can't thank him enough for all of his support and love. We are proud to be pushing Greenbeard. Ryan, hope you're having a good one, buddy. Guys, we're jumping a little bit of gas. First thing I found here, nothing crazy. Springfield, Illinois, Eastwood Airline 59, one pickup, $525, $100 shipping. Quirky, weird little thing.
By God, is it ever?
Jack White special. You know, black inlays, one pickup. I think it's got a plastic body like a Dano. You've all seen these Jack White play these things. Probably more like this one.
It's crazy now he's gone full on Fender, so.
Yeah. We talked about that one time. I wonder what his custom shop bill is.
Right.
I bet it's insane. Anyway, I thought that was a good deal. One pickup, Eastwood Airline, 59, $525. Springfield, Illinois, at a Scott's shop. I bet you could get this mofo to drop about $50 off that thing.
Right. And my guess was that new Harley Benton, but we'll talk about that next week.
We're going to talk about that one next week because...
That was my guess for.
Hey, that's all right, though. That'll definitely be follow-up.
And that's
I have it wrote down, too, so we won't miss it.
That's another damn thing is how many times we got to get a Harley Benton, too.
Yeah, I've got to get a Harley Benton at one point in time. I don't know which one I'll get, but I want to.
I have a whole list.
Here is a little quiz, a little reverb quiz. I want to play this with Jim here.
Oh, goodness.
It says, can we guess what type of amp you play? It has a start here. Some people question our abilities with the guitar versions of this quiz. Let me see if we do any better with amps. Question number 1. How long have you been playing? About a year, 1 to 5 years, 5 to 10 years, 10 to 20 years, more than 20 years.
10 to 20.
Okay. What role does the amp play in your rig? Here's the multiple choice answers. It's where the tone comes from. It's just a tool to make sure my playing is heard. It propels the awesome tones of my pedals. All of the above.
Well, with the amp that you know what I'm playing through, I don't use any pedals. So it'd be the first one. It's got to be.
Okay. For me, I'll tell you what, I did all of the above. Because I believe that. Even if I'm not playing with pedals, it still works.
Well, yeah. I mean, I could do all the above.
No, but I like your... I was just saying what I did. I like your choice. Question. How would you describe your ideal guitar tone? Creamy, searing, warm, loud, organic, brutal, or lush?
Brutal. But that's kind of a double-edged sword because brutal, searing, and creamy. You know what I mean? But brutal for sure.
How many amps do you own? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 or more?
2 really good working. 1 meh. Well, we'll just go 2.
We'll go 2.
Let's go 2.
How loudly do you usually play? Not very. It can get pretty rowdy. As loudly as possible. At a moderate volume, I play through headphones.
Well, I can't go past 1.5 because it's too loud. So what would you put that as? It can get rowdy.
Get pretty rowdy on the weekends or when the house is empty.
I've got the cops called on me once, so.
How many pedals do you usually play with? None. A couple here and there. I have a small pedal board. Or I use a ton of pedals. It's the best part.
Small pedal board. I've got the noise depression.
Noise depressor. Yeah, some of these noises we make can get kind of depressing.
I've got the noise decimator, the TS9, that I truly play with. Is the noise and the carbon copy delay, and my dime wah is like my core. I mean, I do have the phaser, but I don't really use it very much.
What type of gear do you get most excited about? Guitar, pedals, amps, accessories, and add-ons.
You know that one, number one.
Yeah. Okay. This one, if you'd like, get a little bit there so people can see. Which of these guitars would you grab first? A Les Paul, a Telecaster, a Martin D28, PRS Custom 24, Gibson ES335, an Ibanez RG, Shure Standard Pro, Shelton Galaxy F Lite, Taylor 814, an Ormsby Goliath, or a D'Angelico XL.
Shit. Between the RG and the Gibby, being that way, you haven't found a Gibson that works for me, I'll go RG.
Okay.
Because I know those are kick-ass.
Select all that apply. What sort of music do you play? Blues, classic rock, shoegaze, math or post-rock, thrash metal, jazz, folk, doom metal, country, funk, punk, R&B. I defy categorization.
Well, blues, of course, would be one. And then I guess you can say thrash. There's no groove, but I mean, it's the same
thing.
Same deal. I have one doomish song, but that's pretty much...
I would put classic rock in there too.
Yeah.
Because I would put that in there for you too.
But it's mostly blues and the thrash / groove metal area.
Doom metal's decently thrown in there.
Yeah.
Okay. That is 9 out of 9 questions. Let's see if reverb can get close to what type of amp Jimmy plays.
Oh, man. What are your thoughts? What do you think they're going to do? Because I would laugh if
some
they get
sort
one.
of boutique-y metal. That's my thought.
What do you bet Mesa Boogie's going to happen? Oh.
A classic British stack like a Marshall or Hiwatt.
I've got a DSL 20, so it's not a... I mean,
I'm not saying they hit it on the head, but I'm saying they probably got it right.
yeah, we'll go. We got Marshall. We'll take it. It's a PV Bandit is like my A number one.
The other one.
But it's like I haven't played out of my Marshall in a while. Marshall's great. Don't get me wrong. Marshall's where I run my pedals though.
Yeah.
Marshall is set up great for pedals, but they got it. I mean, we can't knock them.
I thought that was an awesome thing to do.
I do got a Marshall, so.
So I mean, they kind of guessed
if
a little bit.
If I didn't have a Marshall, we would have been like, boo.
Boo.
But as soon as we seen Marshall, we'd like, oh,
or if they would have just said some sort of combo amp, I'd have been like, well,
got it.
All right, guys.
Because PV Bandit, if you don't know, is if you go get that Silver Series, has a thrash and modern metal buttons. It's probably the best of both worlds.
Yes. But you want to talk about best of both worlds. You need to get the best of one world. That is Mean Beard Grooming. MeanBeardCompany.com. Use promo code GPP15 at checkout. Save yourself some dollars. Backed by science, big, small, one and all. It's not the beard, it's the attitude, guys. Mean Beard. The best beard products for your facial hair forest on the planet. Yes, we talked about Green Beard, but Green Beard, we believe they have the best hardware. Mean Beard, they have the best software to make your beard as soft as a silk bag of puppy ears, just for you and your loved one. Guys, Mean Beard, get over there, Get your facial hair forest high and tight like Dick's hat band. What are you waiting on? GPP 15. Save yourself some dollars. Mean beard of the week. It's got to go to Tenacious D. Got to.
Yeah.
New Tenacious D album.
We haven't had Jack.
Jack and Kyle. Love those guys. I think it's perfect. I think it's perfect.
Kyle looks great with his
Yes.
his
mountain
white
beard
his white beard.
ascending to his final form beard.
His beard that goes from his chin to his hair that goes into the cul-de-sac around his head. Perfect formation. He has the perfect formation of cul-de-sac to beard ratio.
Guys, we're at an hour and 5 minutes. Tarp Rides Podcast, episode 68. Rolling right along. I'm going to jump into the main event. I'm going to do a little first-hand thoughts of Z-Zounds and a Sterling Mariposa. And then we are going to jump into a small discussion about our favorite truss rod types. Zounds and the Mariposa. Let's do the first off. Good. Zounds got it to me in less than 24 hours.
Yeah,
Which is insane. Ordered it at like 2 that afternoon. It was here by 12 the next day.
Which was funny because whenever he sent me that it was here, I was just thinking I didn't have it wrap in my brain that he had got it. I just thought that it had shipped or something. And then he's like, truss rod. I'm like, whoa, what?
Yeah, well, you know, the thing is it's light. Frets are great. I got it to set up.
His looks.
It's got the look. It's got everything you could want, but the truss rod is bottomed out. And it's not to a point where it needs relief. It needs tension. So it can take some of the bow out of the neck because it needs to be straighter. And then over, years down the line with temperature changes and things like that, it's going to naturally bow.
Yep.
And you're never going to be able to get it straight. Never. Unless you clamp it and push on it. I'm not doing that. I'm not paying $600 for a guitar that I have to do that for.
No. Good. The neck is beautiful, though.
It ticks all the boxes. I've never had a guitar like this that ticks all the boxes besides my thin line Telecaster from Squier. I mean, like, for a $600 guitar, it's got all the mojo, all the right stuff.
And the crazy thing, though, is when you see it on pictures, they say pictures don't do it justice. Not even close to what it looks like in real life. Absolutely gorgeous.
No, and the color's a little
gorgeous.
lighter, but it's a great guitar. It's got an awesome feel.
It's smaller than we thought.
The neck is nice.
And
I will give it that.
Locking tuners.
The
body is a lot smaller than we both probably thought.
The pickups have a sweet little mid-range quack to them that I'm okay with, because I can get mad about humbuckers getting muddy.
And it is a Sterling, so there is no pickup rings, which some love it. I don't
irks
care.
Me I don't care either way. I just want it to work.
I love pickup ring. I don't know. I
understand.
I just like the look of pickup rings.
I'm just pissed off about this truss rod. This truss rod should work. But hey, I basically bent the truss rod tool trying to get it to work. It was stuck, and then I got it to pop and loosen up, and then I got it to get to where it would just get tight on both ends, but it just wouldn't have enough to make it straight. I got that thing all the way to where it was coming out, and the neck looked like a dang C, and then I tightened it all the way up, and it was just almost straight, and then I basically got it to where the thing bottoms out, and I try to turn it, and it bounces back. So that lets me know the truss rod's bottomed out. I'm surprised it didn't break.
Right.
I'm surprised the truss rod did not break. But I was talking to you. You're like, man, let it ride. And I thought about letting it ride, and instead of letting it ride for 2 weeks, I let it ride for 2 minutes. I was like, nope.
Yep.
I'm like, no, I'm doing this right now. As soon as I get the deal, I'm packing it back up. And they said as soon as they get shipment notification that you shipped it, they're going to ship another one out. So we're going to do the dance because I enjoy the guitar. I told Jim, I said, I want to love it.
Yeah.
I want to love the guitar.
And there's everything to love it. There's no
That's
reason to not love
exactly.
it. The neck is great. The frets are great.
I'm so surprised about Sterling. Very surprised. I give it an 8. If the truss rod wouldn't be messed up, I'd give it a 9.
Yeah. Because you felt that majesty.
If
Unbelievable neck.
you're looking for a subpar guitar, dude, you'd be stupid not to look at a Sterling.
Go right ahead. Exactly.
I mean, wow.
I mean, mine the majesty. If you're a Petrucci fan, the color, some love it. Me and Josh, from what the picture I sent him, is not what I had thought. But the neck is the best neck I have ever felt.
Frets are dressed great. I will say, if there's a QC issue with them, they need to set these things up better when they leave.
Yeah.
I would say that, especially with guitars that have tremolos on them.
Or the weirdest damn tremolo.
Because if you're paying that much money for it, help a brother out. Shouldn't have to pay to have it set up when you get it.
Which I will have to take to Petrucci up to West Plains, but they do cheap setups. Thank goodness. If I would have sent that to uptown here, it'd be like $200. You take it up there to West Plains Music, $45.
Okay, we're talking about truss rods here, guys. Sterling truss rods, Ernie Ball truss rods, they have those little spoke wheels in them. You guys know what I'm talking about. And it's a good system. But I think with what I'm finding is that it has a flaw.
Yeah.
And they're not consistently right. Like the spoke wheel doesn't grab onto the rod enough so you can turn enough. Like if there was just a few more threads, I could get that neck right.
Right.
But there's not.
Oof.
You know, have you ever endured a dual action truss rod?
I believe.
If you guys don't know what a dual action truss rod, basically it gets to one way to the end point of one side of the truss rod, and then it starts to come back. So it's like a dual action. Once it gets to a certain point, it'll bow, and then you get past that point, and then it'll start coming back. And then it'll go to get to the end of that point, and then it'll start doing the same thing.
I'm trying to think. I'm sure.
They can be a bit confusing, but as long as truss rods, as long as you get it set right and take care of it, you're not going to adjust it very much.
I'm sure there's something I've got that's got to be a dual action truss rod. Maybe my Dean.
Have you ever dealt with a truss rod, like an old school Fender truss rod adjustment that has the truss rod adjustment on the bottom of the neck?
Yes.
It's a pain in the ass.
That old Sterling I had. The white one that I had?
Yeah.
That one was down there.
Yeah. I think, personally, out of all of the styles, from the spoke wheel to the Gibson nut to the Fender Allen wrench, I think it's the Fender Allen wrench. That style where you stick the Allen wrench in the top of the neck and you twist it.
Yep.
I think that's the superior.
Simple.
It's simple. It's easy. I think that spoke wheel has a tendency to get stuck with finish or whatever. And I think there's some inconsistencies there that they need to get worked out. Because that's not the only time that's happened.
Because I like having one Allen key to go in every one of my guitars.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And the Gibson truss rod, it is basically a nut on top of the rod.
Yeah.
And you get a little wrench, which is fine. Totally easy. There's nothing wrong with it.
Keep your case candy, people.
Dude.
Keep that case candy.
Preach.
Because you may think, well, I've got a truss rod adjustment for this guitar, works on that one, and you go to plug it into this other one, and then
it don't work.
Yeah, it don't work.
Don't want to work. So, I think the Gibson one is good, but I think the Gibson one has more of a chance of being stripped and becoming rounded. But I also think that good luthiers can replace that nut.
Yeah. Which, of course, the Dean is going to be along the lines of the Gibsons.
Yep. Has that same make style of the Gibson.
Yeah.
I think a modern Dean has more of the Allen key truss rod thing.
Yeah.
But old school USA Deans gonna look like Gibsons.
Mm-hmm. And like, I haven't had to mess with the Wild Audio neck. It's perfect.
Yeah.
It's perfect. So I don't even know.
There's a few
when it gets down to that.
I've only had to mess with my Junior once, and that was when I first got it. just a little bit of a, and it's
Little poop toot.
just a little poop toot because it'd been shipped, you know.
But that old Code Red Dean that I have, she's been every which way you can imagine, left, right. She's been all over the planet, and guess what? That truss rod is still perfect. There's something about the guitar, like that thing got shipped through China, like in a freaking plastic bubble. Everything about it's perfect. Even Jim.
Some guitars get mummified like that.
Even Jim, when I took it up there to have him do one thing, he's like, because I rubbed off the, like an idiot, I rubbed off the serial number.
Mm-hmm.
I shouldn't have ever done that, but he's like, well, it's a bolt-on, so that's got to be a China or Korea. I was like, it's Chinese. He's like, this is the best setup, like as far as like neck and like the innards, is like, this is the best one I've ever seen. And I'm like, it is. It sounds the best. It's still my number one favorite guitar. There's nothing I'll ever touch it. It plays the best. It's just a monster.
But guys, if you guys have experienced some different truss rods, let us know what's your favorite.
What about carbon fibers? I've
never had a carbon fiber rod.
I think the Petrucci is the carbon fiber.
But guys, let us know what style is your favorite. Do you like the old school style? Do you like the Allen style? Do you like the wheel? People are in love with the wheel.
I like the Fender style, man.
Old 70s Fender style with the bullet on the thing? Like, tell us whatever you got. Instagram, Facebook. Comment down on the YouTube show. Right down below. Pause this, comment what you like. Or what truss rod style do you just predominantly have on your guitars? I think this is an overlooked topic.
Isn't there like a triple truss? I forgot what it was.
There's some basses that have two truss rods.
That's what I'm saying. I think there might be two guitars that have two truss rods.
There might probably some of the extended scale stuff.
Extended scales or maybe baritones.
Maybe, or the fan fret stuff. 7-string, 8-string stuff. I could imagine that. I mean, man, the neck on those things. You got to have more than just one little piddly rod going through that to keep it straight.
God, fan frets just made me shiver a little bit.
Guys, Instagram, Facebook, down here on the YouTube show, Episode 68. Do we need to go any more into these truss rods, Jim?
Are you Fender?
Ultimately, yes, because I think it's the easiest one to deal with.
I like to be able to take my truss rod off, or the truss rod cover, put my Allen key in there, doot doot doo, or doot doot doo,
or doot
nope,
do 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 do, and yep, and just
nothing.
Be done.
Be done.
Be done with it. I think the wheel is okay when it works. Because you don't even have to have an Allen, you just have a little rod and you just turn it or whatever. But I just stick the thing in the top like the Fenders.
Which, that's what that little rod for the Petrucci's for then.
Mm-hmm.
I had no idea, because it came with an Allen key too.
Yeah, it kind of so did that. It came with a big Allen key and a small Allen key.
Oh.
Yep. But immediately I was like, this is what turns the truss rod, not none of these Allen keys.
And for you,
The monitor died. It's all
monitor
good.
For all you people out there, the Petrucci is above mine and Josh's pay scale.
I wouldn't say that. I got it okay.
Yeah, but it's still.
I wouldn't say that it's like perfect, but
it's the trim's sunk in again. Like, I'm just gonna take it in, just because, to get it set up, and then once it's set up perfectly, she's going to the chopping block, because I could still get a good price for that.
No, it's not. It's not perfect.
No.
But it was better than what it was.
Yeah.
Whenever I first got a hold of the thing.
But it's the damn. I don't know if you've ever seen the Petrucci tremolo. It's like took a Fender and it had a baby with a Floyd Rose.
Yeah, basically. There's nothing stopping the bridge base plate.
No.
It goes, to and fro. Like on a Fender or the Mariposa, the base plate of the bridge will actually rest on the body. It does not do that in the John Petrucci. And I bet it adjusted some after I got done.
Yeah.
Guitars do that. Guitars live and breathe, folks. You have living and breathing things in your house with 6 strings on them. Take care of your guitars. Seriously.
Or in my case, stick to Tuno-matic bridges.
But guys, episode 68 in the bag. Middle of July, we're coming in hot.
As help me, son.
Hot as help me here on episode 68. As we had a wonderful rundown. Pantera reunion. New Scum of the Earth, Jim said was good. New Slipknot's on the way. San Diego Comic-Con's next week for the first time in 3 years.
Ozzy Osbourne is at San Diego Comic-Con.
Ozzy Osbourne is back and kicking from the surgery, obviously, if he's going to be at Comic-Con. So, I mean...
His first ever.
Let's freaking go. I wish we
You
could
just-
be there, but...
New Disturbed coming out. I mean, I know people...
we talked about that earlier. New
hushy hush.
Disturbed, new stuff involving Pantera. Woohoo. What a time to be alive.
I don't know what to do with myself.
Jim doesn't know what to do with his hands, but we will figure out what to do with his hands on episode 69. Find us next week. And hey, if you guys want to see episode 67, check us out on the YouTube. Next week we'll upload 68. As always, if you learn anything on this show,
It's definitely been by accident.
everybody, stay cool, drink lots of water, stay hydrated, check out the new Pantera stuff, check out the new Disturbed stuff, new Scum of the Earth. Hell, go buy an Ernie Ball Music Man guitar.
Yes.
Or a Sterling guitar. Whatever you want to do. Speaking for Jim, I'm your host, Josh.
I've been your co-host, Jim.
Exactly. Have a wonderful week, guys.
Balls.